Hi, my name is Julie Jones. I live in West Yorkshire. We were sitting outside on a sunny day having a cup of tea, and we were talking about the water ban that was coming in the following week, and we were trying to think of ways to keep the garden alive and well watered. And we decided that a water butt was the only solution, really, because the garden was really struggling, and I'd been using the hosepipe a lot more than I really wanted to, particularly being on a water bill and water meter and having to use the watering can. My garden is a sanctuary. I absolutely love spending time in my garden. I'm out here 2 or 3 times a day, just pottering around, checking the plants. I come out every morning and see what's sprouted overnight and what's growing. So keeping it hydrated and watered is really, really important. We've invested a lot of time and a lot of money in buying the plants and looking after them, and it means an awful lot. So I first heard about the hosepipe ban on social media. There were lots of things popping up on social media about the threat of a hosepipe ban, and then it was on the news, on the local news, to say that the hosepipe ban was going to be starting on the Friday. We have lots of reservoirs here, and we've been able to watch the reservoirs depleting rapidly over the last few weeks as we've approached the hosepipe ban. So this is Bating's reservoir, and normally the water is full to the tree lines across there, and you can see how low down the water is. I think for me as well, what I can see is that there's grass growing, so we've not had water here at the full height for several weeks because we've got grass and kind of weeds growing around the reservoir. This is the lowest I've actually ever seen the reservoir in the 20 years that we've lived around here. We were sitting outside after quite a long spell of sunshine, admiring the garden, and then on social media the advert for the GRAF water butts showed up, and I really liked the look of the one that's behind me, and I thought it fit where we wanted to put it really well. So I actually emailed the company straight away using the contact us button on social media. The difficult part was finding the water butt that fit all the requirements that we wanted, because we needed a water butt that would hold large volumes of water, that was aesthetically pleasing, that would fit flush against the wall, that didn't take up too much space, and that we could attach a hosepipe to if we needed to at some point in the future. So when we saw this water butt, it made perfect sense really to order this one. And Callum in the office got back to us within minutes, really. I liked this particular water butt because it was slimline, which is important because we've only got quite a small patio where the drain pipe is, so it didn't need to take up too much space. I liked the height of it because then we've got plenty of storage for water. So this particular water butt holds 330 litres, which should be several watering cans worth of water and keep my many pots hydrated throughout the summer. So I wanted to be able to look at the water butt and not just see a water butt. I wanted to see almost a piece of artwork or a sculpture. We have lots of kind of sculptures around the garden and lots of pieces of kind of artwork from local designers. So I wanted something that looked the part and not just did the job. So that was really, really important when we were choosing the GRAF water butt. I think everybody should have a water butt if you've got the space and you've got plants that you need to water, because you're doing your bit for the planet. We know about climate change. We know that we're going to have more extreme dry weather and more extreme rainfall. The ban has definitely changed the way we've been watering our garden. Prior to the ban, we were able to use the hosepipe maybe once or twice a week to water the pots. But since the hosepipe ban, we have to use a watering can. We are still allowed to use the water, but we have to use a watering can rather than a hosepipe. Being conscious of how much water we're using is important. So hopefully the water butt with the rainwater will help reduce water bills in the future. Yeah, when we're not very good at DIY in our house. In fact, we call it diff me, do it for me, rather than DIY. And when I expressed my concerns to Callum about having it fitted or being able to fit it, he suggested that Andy pops down and installs it for us, and I have to say did an expert job this morning. My biggest recommendation for anybody thinking of a water butt is don't hesitate, get one. It's definitely an investment worth having, and in the long run, hopefully we will save money not using the hosepipe or the watering can to water the garden on a water meter. So yeah, absolutely no-brainer really. I think all gardens should have a water butt.